Welcome to The Great Indoors. I'm Tracy Briggs. Today we're talking about the most important tool in your kitchen, the knife. Mari McCullough from Creative Kitchen is here to tell me that. I think about a knife as just, if it cuts, it works. Not the case.
No, a knife is a tool you use really every day and really almost every meal. So you want to invest in the best knife that you can afford and the best knife for you.
Walk me through what we need to know about these knives.
Nobody needs all of these knives. What you need is what works for you. And a good knife works for the job and fits your hand. So most people recommend a cook's knife or a chef's knife is the first knife you would buy, and that's this knife. It's got the shape of kind of a curve, fairly flat, and a handle. And then you should try using it.
Okay. All right, is that good?
That's very good. Now this is an 8-inch. Now try the 6-inch. Does that feel more comfortable
That's
to you?
much more comfortable for me, yeah.
This is how you find the one that's right for you.
I think I prefer the 6-inch knife just because it seems like it's easier for me to work with.
And you should have one that you feel really comfortable with. But imagine cutting, say, a cantaloupe or a big head of cabbage.
Yep.
That won't work as well, and you'll want a bigger knife. So that's just something to keep in mind. The next knife we usually recommend is a paring knife, and this is for the close work. Some people like matchy-matchy, but I say get one that fits your hand.
Okay.
And it's just for close work. You can just try cutting, you can chop. If we're gonna do our tomatoes, you can take out the core.
Well, and this seems so much more user-friendly. I mean,
Yes.
less intimidating than these are gorgeous and useful, but boy, this is just not as intimidating.
So to me, these are the top 2 knives every person needs in their kitchen. After that, it's about style, about the person. If you like chopping and that's your method, this is a Santoku. It's a chopping knife. You don't use the locomotion. You go chop, 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 chop. The next knife for your arsenal is a serrated knife. It cuts differently. It gets through bread crust, tough skins on tomatoes, or say even angel food cake without squashing the product. So for example, in your tomato, you just can saw right through gently, because once you get to the tender fruit inside, you want to be gentle. And this knife lets you do it thin or thick. And I handed you a long one because that one's going to be good also for the bigger, our bread loaf here.
But yeah, you can see how it cuts right through that crust. That's a great knife to have.
And your chef's knife and your paring knife will not do the same job as a serrated knife. So that's why you would add that to your collection.
All right, so you were saying really that in terms of the 3 knives you really need the most are these
To
3.
start, you start with a chef's knife, a paring knife, and then you add in your serrated, probably large enough to do a bread or a cake.
Also really important, and we didn't talk about them at all, is a good sharpener and a good cutting board.
Right, when you invest in a good knife, you want to maintain it and take care of it. There are lots of sharpeners that can be done at home, and then every once in a while you'll want them professionally sharpened. Second is a cutting board needs to be knife friendly. If a cutting board is too hard, like a glass surface, it will dull your knife every time you use it and the knife comes into contact. So you want a board that gives way.
Good to go. And if anybody has any questions about this at all, your website is what?
CreativeKitchenOnline.com.
And also just step out to the store and actually try out what these knives feel like. That's the most important thing.
We really believe in putting a knife in the customer's hand.
Well, Mari, it's always very educational. Thank you so much for helping us out here on The Great Indoors. I'm Tracy Briggs.